And the Grammy goes to...
The Fame Monster, Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga.
The most talked about person in entertainment. She won 3 Grammys.
Lady Gaga.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was my Lady Gaga entrance with 0 cholesterol.
Please welcome Lady Gaga.
Okay, and on the phone, the great Lady Gaga. Finally, producer Angie, she joins us now on the new 97.1 Amp Radio.
Hello.
Good morning, Lady Gaga.
Good morning. Is this Carson?
Why, yes, it is.
Hi.
How are you? Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. I'm the lucky girl. You're my Valentine.
Oh, you have no idea, sweetheart. You have no idea. I'm much better than spending time with Jay Leno.
Oh, don't say that.
What did you do after your Tonight Show appearance last night? It was Valentine's Day. Did you go out to dinner?
We had a little dinner, and then I just went to sleep. I was very tired.
Oh, Mama Monster's exhausted.
I know.
She's had a couple busy days.
Producer Angie joins us. Gaga, let's start with the Grammys and the appearance in The Egg. When did that idea even come up?
Oh, months and months ago. Yeah, months and months ago. I've been working in collaboration with, obviously, the House of Gaga and Nicola Formichetti, my fashion director. I wanted to create a performance art piece where I was in a state of incubation and could become reborn only on the stage.
Right. I thought it was to avoid just all the questions on the red carpet.
That would be
too.
smart.
Because it actually worked out nice
I
for you.
actually really dislike red carpets.
I know you do.
Every day is a red carpet in my life.
I saw you say that in your interview with Anderson Cooper on 60 Minutes this past weekend. In fact, another thing I loved was your honesty when he was talking about your previous drug use. I mean, at some point, did you think this new album should just be called Whiskey and Weed?
Why, of course. That was the first title.
That would have been a great name for the album.
Remix.
Yeah, forget Born This Way.
I just like to be really honest, and I think, hypocrisy is kind of a really dangerous thing when you're an artist.
Right, so let's get into Born This Way. The track comes out, sounds an awful lot like Madonna from the Vogue period. The performance at the Grammys looked like you took a page out of the Blonde Ambition tour with the high ponytail and the cones and the whole thing. The real question here is, I know you love Madonna, she loves you, that part's fine, but why did you go and thank Whitney Houston?
Well, the two are not related in the slightest. The good news is that I adore Madonna, and I've worked with her a few times and spent time with her. She's wonderful and amazing, and she sent her complete love and support for the record. And thanking Whitney was completely unrelated to that. Whitney has been sort of the center of my vocal inspiration since I was really young, and I used to say in my room when I was a kid, when I used to sing the Star Spangled Banner that she did, I said, someday when I grow up, if I win a Grammy Award on stage, I'm going to thank Whitney Houston. And I won 2 last year, but I didn't get to thank anyone on stage. So when I won, I just, the 10-year-old in my head was saying, thank Whitney, thank Whitney.
Let me ask you a couple questions about the new record from your fans who have been bombarding me on Twitter. The track listing, when will it be released?
The track listing will be released. I'm not quite sure. I have a couple different ideas of how I want to do it, but I have revealed some of the titles.
What were some of the titles that you had already revealed?
Hair. Judas as the second single.
Judas is the second single. That was another question everybody wanted to know.
Yes, well, as of right now, that's what we've been... There's lots of really, really great singles on this record, so I could kind of go with many different directions, but I think Judas would be a really, really exciting second single. It's a great, great, huge, massive record, and it's about always falling in love with the wrong man over and over again. So I always choose Judas over Jesus.
Gaga, when is your music video for Born This Way coming out?
It's funny, I have it sitting up in front of me right now. I'm looking at it as we're speaking.
Well, what do you see? Describe it.
I'm not going to tell.
Oh, come on.
Nice try, though.
I thought maybe you forgot you were on the air.
But the vision of it is the birth of a new race within the race of humanity that bears no prejudice. So that is the theme. That was the theme for the Grammy performance as well as the video.
Now, how about your horny shoulders?
My horny shoulders.
People are asking about, the horns on your face, the shoulders. Is there symbolism behind it? Is it Pegasus? This is literally a question I'm reading from Annabelle.
Well, they've always been there. They just were not ready to be revealed yet. So when I was ready to release Born This Way, I went into incubation and I brought them up for the world to see.
Well, you're really going all the way with this. I like it. Gaga, what does capital H-I-M mean in the song Born This Way?
Your vision of the higher power. So whether you believe in God, which is in the Christian Bible, capital H-I-M, or if you just believe in spirituality or Buddha or whatever it is that you believe in, capital H-I-M represents your higher power.
Monster Ball is going to be out on DVD. You're going to shoot that?
Not on DVD necessarily yet. I haven't decided, but it's going to be on HBO.
On HBO, okay. Because somebody wrote in, and I thought it was a great idea, why not take it a step further and just put the movie in IMAX or like 3D or something really crazy?
I don't know know how I feel about 3D yet.
Interesting.
I like 2D. What's wrong with 2D?
That works fine.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
I just, I love making films, obviously. I make really long-form music videos and some short-form music videos, but I'm obsessed with the art of it, and I'm not ready to move on to 3D yet until I continue to do some great work.
Talking to Lady Gaga live on 97.1 Amp Radio. Gaga, let's talk about touring for a second. You were on the road for like 3.5 years. Short break here. You'll go back out on the road for Born This Way. That's a ton of time away from home.
I was born this way. I really love what I do, Carson. Believe it or not, I'm not in it for the glitz and the glamour.
And you work all the time. Do you ever get to, and you said last night you went out to dinner, do you ever get to go out and have fun with your friends, with your dancers?
Well, I enjoy being in the studio. I have a ton of whiskey, we party, I make music. I mean,
right. It's a party every day, right?
Too, yeah.
Well, it's not, it's also a job. Let's call a spade a spade. I work 20-hour days all the time, but I really love what I do. I love making music. I love my fans. I'm 24 years old. I have lots of time to rest and vacation when I want to in the future. But for now, I just want to live my dream.
Born This Way was Billboard's Hot 100 #1. It's the 1,000th single to reach that. Did you have any idea?
I had no idea, and it's actually so perfect that it almost seems like it was planned. But we got the phone call last week, and I screamed so loud. And unlike my own PR person, I immediately went to all of the new photographs that we have taken for the album, and I found my favorite one, and I sent it over. I said, if it goes #1, this should be the picture that everyone sees. So I was so excited. I can't tell you how grateful I am. The whole House of Gaga and all, the producers that I worked on with for Born This Way, we just felt like the world gave us this standing ovation last week on Friday. Just all the iTunes records that were broken and radio. It was really, really overwhelming. And, I haven't experienced that yet, Carson, since my career has began. Thus far, every single that I've put out, I've done promo and television and radio. We've watched it climb to #1. This was the first time that I put something out, and it just happened.
It went to #1 in 23 countries on iTunes.
I know. It's
unbelievable.
Gaga, what's the most important thing for you and this new record, Born This Way?
I think the most important thing is that I continue to grow. And I knew when I put Born This Way out that it was going to be a transitioning moment for some of my fans, because it doesn't sound like Bad Romance or Poker Face or Love Game. It sounds different. The bad news is that in this industry, you're only as hot as your last single, right?
Right.
But the good news is, in the reality of show business, and I don't drink the Kool-Aid of the industry, I think in terms of the reality of show business and the history of my career, the good news is those songs never go away. I'm going to be playing a Bad Romance until I'm 70 years old.
That's right, on a cruise ship.
On a cruise ship, right, with all my jewelry on. But that's the good news. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to really make a spectacular piece of work. And I'm going to begin with Born This Way, which is the marijuana to the heroin of the album. So it's like you begin with the gateway drug, and then it opens up,
easy,
and it gets more and more intense and dangerous and difficult. And
it's like an evening with Charlie Sheen. That's how it starts.
Yeah. Get to the heavy stuff.
Well, you see, he's honest too.
Yeah, maybe a little too honest.
Born This Way is actually probably the lightest song on the entire record, for sure. Judas is very dark, very, very dark song, but it's rad. That's just what I wanted to do.
What are you going to do? The album comes out May 23rd. That's the release date. Born This Way. Congrats on the 3 Grammys.
Thank you. I was so shocked. You don't even know.
To win?
Yes. I was sitting there like, you're not going to win, you're not going to win. Be prepared to do your gracious smiley face that you have on you when you don't win. And then they called. Donnie said, and Donnie, I opened for New Kids on the Block way back in the day, so I've known Donnie for a long time.
Sure.
It was crazy.
It's surreal, right?
It was so surreal. And then on top of it, the Fame Monster was sort of I wasn't done with the Fame yet. I said, I'm not ready to do a completely new concept record. I'm going to make sort of the end of the opus to the Fame with the Fame Monster. So to be honored for it as a full album, which is how I view it, was even more validation for the past couple of years.
Well, producer Angie, let's wrap it up. As always, what a pleasure. Thank you, Lady Gaga. May 23rd, Born This Way comes out. Congrats on the Grammys again, and thank you for your time today. We hope to see you soon. Safe travels.
Thank you so much, Carson. Bye.
Amp Radio.